What's up guys, it's Mr. Wildside here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to basically just make some money as a scav on reserve specifically. This is kind of like my ultimate guide to being a rat on reserve and just learning the map of reserve as well. I think it's probably one of the most valuable maps to learn. It's also one of the most fun maps in my personal opinion to play on. In my personal opinion, one of the best ways to learn is obviously to play as a scav on the map first and just play it over and over until you learn the map, learn where the loot spawns are, learn where everything goes and how players move around and stuff like that. And then once you finally get confident, you can take that knowledge over to your PMC and start running the map on your PMC. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into it. Alright, so here we spawn near hole in the wall, which I'll show you here in a second. This is a map that will pop up periodically. You can pause at any time to look at it, and I'll be showing our path that we're walking, and you can, at the end, get a nice big map of the whole path that we took. So we're going to start by going into Black Pawn here, and you basically just want to run straight up these stairs in Pawn, and on the third floor there is going to be a door, a metal door. It's actually open. You can open it up and you find two little filing cabinets, and you also will see some ammo and gun part spawns on the shelves behind. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to those stairs and we're going to go all the way up on the roof. Now the roof has a ton of different spawns, like gun parts. Over under this little tent there's some ammo. If you crouch you can get over there. There's obviously a bunch of weapon crates and stuff as well. And you want to look inside of everything. I mean, there is spawns all over. There's also dome here. You want to be careful because there could be dome campers. If you're PMC, especially look out for those. But as a scav as well, if you have a scoped weapon, might not be a bad idea to look up there in case there's a rat. But you're just going to keep kind of running across here. You can find, you know, some ammo all over the place. I find tons of BP, BT, BS, mostly for AK. You can sometimes get lucky and find some M4 rounds as well. But then what we're going to do is we're going to go down and we're going to go into White Pawn, basically. So you can just run through this underground. I've sped it up a little bit. And just follow this path here. And over in this area, this is a pretty common area to find a bunch of dead bodies or even some raiders. That's kind of like D2 Part 1. It's where power is and all that. But you just want to go up the stairs, go down the hallway, all the way down, and then you're going to run in where you see the White Pawn logo. And then now you're in the basement, and then you're going to run up to the roof of White Pawn. Now on the roof you can find all sorts of crates and stuff everywhere. It didn't show all the spawns this time when I ran because BSG has made random spawns now. But there's just a ton of weapon spawns on all the places that I'm looking. There's ammo spawns. You find some duffel bags. You can find some grenade crates. You can find just a bunch of stuff up here. So you just want to kind of follow this path that I'm walking here. And then of course be sure that whenever you find mags that you are emptying them and checking what ammo. Sometimes it's just trash ammo and you could just drop it and just keep the mag or dump the mag or whatever you want to do, depending on if you want it, leave it, whatever you want to do. There's also going to be a couple jackets up here as well, which is good for finding some keys. So there's a 3 stack of them in a row. Come over here, you're going to find a bunch of weapon crates. I typically find 3 to 4. This is, again, check your mags. That had some BP in it. That was about 40 rounds of BP in that mag that I took. And then now we're going to go to helicopter. So the helicopter is going to be the next area. Now helicopter is really dangerous to loot as a PMC. I'd avoid it at all costs as a PMC, but as a scav it's something that you can look at. And in there, inside the helicopter, you can find some weapon crates, which is nice. You can find some fresh weapons and stuff in there. And then once you're done inside the helicopter, after looking through all these crates, we're going to go outside and I'm going to show you some other crates as well. You see this little forklift right out here. There's typically 3 to 4 of these crates. They can have food, they can have parts, they can have meds, they can have anything. There's 4 of them right there. And then there's also a little med spawn here. As you can see, there's a CMS and a morphine, which is a nice little find. I mean, that's like 30-40k right there. Then next, I'm going to ignore the shooting there. Next, we're going to go over to school. Now, school is a really good spot, only mainly for one room, which I'm going to show you. If you go all the way up the stairs, all the way to the top floor, and then you go to the window to the far right and jump out that window, then you're going to go into what we call tech drop down. So in this room, you want to loot and search every last shelf. There's a couple PC blocks. You just want to look on all these places over here because you will find all sorts of different tech parts. You can find gas analyzers, you can find motors, you can find CPUs, you can find GPUs. You can find just about anything that you want. As you can see, I'm getting a couple CPU fans for my hideout. And then, of course, there's just a lot of good stuff in here. You really want to make sure you clean this out. And then whenever you're ready, you just jump back out the window. And then if you go to the right, there's a little trash can. If you drop down on the trash can, you won't break your legs or hurt yourself. And then we're going to go to Queen. Now, Queen is also good for tech spawns. It's just this giant building. You actually loot the upstairs, and there's tons of loot up there as well. I did not show that this time around because I'm more showing the path that you want to follow. You could loot all of school as well. You could loot all of White Pawn and Black Pawn and all that. They also have a decent amount of loot in them, but I'm just showing you the primary loot spots. So here you'll see me looking around in the server area. That's where you find a lot of tech spawns. Unfortunately, this run had nothing, but they did nerf this a little bit, but it is a very good spawn to check. Also from Queen, I'm going to show you, you can go down through this metal door, and you go down the stairs. You actually wind up right back at the D2 power area. So you just kind of go down here. I do like to check it from this angle because you can sometimes see legs of PMCs and stuff like that. So you can get a couple free picks, or even shoot somebody's legs out and then kill them. But here's again that D2 area. But we're going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to continue to show you the path I follow along the top here. In Queen, you're going to find a room called Gym. Gym is going to be filled with a lot of gym bags and stuff like that. You can find them in the tents, you can find them on the floor, you can find them all over. Again, this run was kind of weak for Queen, but it can be different every time because of Tarkov's new dynamic loot system. So we're gonna go ahead and run out the back of Queen here. Now this is a very slept on area. I don't think it's too dangerous to really loot around, especially if it's a scav. You can find all sorts of ammo here. I have found 120 round BS packs. I have found 120 round BT packs. I have found guns, I found gun parts, I found all sorts of stuff in this area. It's a really good area to loot. Like right there, we just found some BT. Another part too that you can check. Now this is a little bit harder to loot, but this little truck, in these little wooden boxes, you can find ammo. On top of the boxes you can find ammo, stuff like that. Now here we're seeing our path. We are now going through the Knight's BKWK, that's Black Knight, White Knight. Now night buildings are mostly good because in, I believe this is Black Knight, you'll find the tech spawns, and in White Knight you're going to find the gun spawns. So if you look up here, there is 1 PC block, 2 PC block, 3 PC block, 4 PC block. You can find, I believe, up to 5 PC blocks in there, and you can loot those. You can find GPUs and stuff. Up here you'll find even more ammo spawns, more weapon part spawns, and of course, like here we see a P90 mag I should have grabbed, which I didn't, but oh well. And then there's also a weapons crate spawn up here. Now be careful of Dome again. Dome can see this, so you could get sniped. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to go down the stairs whenever you're done there. And if you go into the last door, if it's closed, that means it hasn't been looted yet. And there's some jackets in here. There's also some duffel bags you can get. Then if you run across the way, then this is going to be the White Knight. And in White Knight, you're going to find all the way upstairs. Well, actually, I'll show you this. This is an entry to Long Garage and stuff. This is a connector. You can easily get screwed over there by PMCs. But if you go to the top here, you're going to find there's a weapon parts room. It's probably one of my favorite rooms to loot, in my opinion, because I always find some cool stuff in here. There's parts on the tables. There's a weapons chest. There's also some toolboxes as well. You can find mags up here with some high tier ammo. There's also some ammo that spawns on this table. And then on the roof right next to it, there's again a ton more weapon part spawns, more weapons crates, more ammo spawns. This map is really all about building your weapons and ammo supply, which is probably the most important part about Tarkov in my opinion, because your weapons is how you get more loot, right? If you have terrible weapons and terrible ammo, you're never going to kill anybody and you're never going to take anything. So up here you can also find some spawns as well. Not really much luck this time. Now in this building, unlike the other, there is going to be also like a little drop down area. And you can see those holes in the ground. There's, again, more weapon spawns, another table with more weapon parts. But for these holes, there's one hole over here you don't want to drop down. You'll fall and break your legs, and it's not fun. Now this hole over here you do want to drop down. This hole is going to be where you'll find, again, more weapon parts, more weapon crates. There's a room that's got some filing cabinets, so again, if you need to get some of those small things that are filing cabinet only, or like flash drives, stuff like that, you can find that. On this table, you'll always find weapon parts. Sometimes I find some good stuff. I found a fleur on there once. I mean, you can find just about anything. In this room, you have a chance to find like a TP, I think 100s, I believe. You can clarify in the comments. I don't remember off the top of my head. Filters. In this room, you can find some little toolboxes and tool supplies. And then that's about it. That's about the loot run I typically do. There's other places you can go on the map. You can obviously explore, but I'm going to show you how to extract from the checkpoint fence. So you just kind of run across this open area here. Again, not the best thing to do as a PMC, but much easier as a scav. Over here, before you extract, there is another thing of crates and ammo and more weapon part spawns and stuff like that you can hit on the way to extract if you're still not quite full. Maybe you got one slot left. But right here you're going to see the sewer manhole. You need to drop your backpack to go through there as a PMC or a scav, which as a scav you can just go checkpoint fence, which you just go back in this corner past the tank and then you extract, and that's pretty easy. And then this is our whole run. This is the path I follow. This is what I do. Whether I spawn in other parts of the map, I just come to that path. Now here you can see this is the loot haul that we got. I mean, this is easily like $500,000. We have an RFB, we got a bunch of stuff, we got OFZs, all that. I mean, it's a really good run. I mean, that's easy money. Other than that, though, that's a pretty easy run to do. It's real easy to make some money there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this run through and this little tutorial here to show you how to make some actual money on this game. And let me know how it works for you. I mean, I'm pretty successful. I always see it minimum $500,000 on PvP even. I did this run on PvE just to really show you kind of what the loot looks like and what everything looks like when it's untouched. But you could easily walk out $500,000 to $1 million every single time you play this map. Don't get me wrong, there's other maps, there's Lighthouse and all that that can be pretty high reward, but they're also very high risk. There's a lot of campers, a lot of annoying people. For this map, it's pretty simple. I mean, if you avoid the underground basement area, you're probably not going to run into a player, so you have a pretty easy, loot path to follow there. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you need to do to help the algorithm, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Come and set me free.